Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at 6.9, the equations of lines of best fit. We're going to be doing a little bit of work with our graphing calculator technology. We're going to create a scatter plot. We're going to do step by step, enter this data in, and go from there. Okay? So the first example is going to determine the equation of a line of best fit for a scatter plot using technology. So we have this data. It says in the 2006 Turn Winter Olympics, Sidney Klassen of Winnipeg, Manitoba became the first Canadian to win 5 medals in one Olympic Games. IOC President Jacques Rouge called her the woman of the games. This table shows the winning times for the women's 1500 meter speed skating event since 1976. So these are the gold medal winners and their times from 1976 to 2006. Obviously, it's every 4 years. They switched this in 94, and they altered the Winter and Summer Olympics. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. So then 94, 98, 98. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the data and we're going to put this in our graphic technology. So it says to graph these using TI-83 or 84. So we have a TI-84 calculator. You guys have this now on your Chromebooks, which is fantastic. So I'm going to show you how to enter that data in here. Okay? So I'm going to bring the graphing technology up for us. All right? So we have that window there. This is a previous question I was doing with my previous class. I'll clear all this. And what I recommend anytime you pick a new graphic calculator up, what you want to do is you want to do second function plus and then 7, 1, 2, and that clears your RAM. So that's second function plus 7 for reset, so you just hit the button 7, 1 all RAM, 2 reset, and it clears it to the default settings. So to enter the data, we're going to press stat. It's right here. Third row, third column, it's stat, and then the first one is 1 for edit, and then it brings up these two lists. So these lists are where we put the data. We're going to put the years in list 1. That's going to be our independent variable, and then we're going to put the times as well. So this is one of those ones. Remember, I said time is always going to be on the x-axis. Well, we both have time here. We have time in years and time in seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the x-axis or the horizontal axis the year, and we're going to make the times on the y axis. Okay? So let's add the min. We'll enter the min. So we just 19. Oh, here we go. 1976. Hit enter, and you'll see the data going in. 1980. Enter. 1984. Enter. 1988, enter. 1992, enter. 1994, that's where there's 2 years switched, then 1998, 2002, and 2006. Okay? Then you go over and go to the second list. You can put your arrow to the right. And we're going to add the times in, so 136.58. 130.95, 123.42, 120.68, 125.87, 122.19, 117.58, 114.02, and 115.30. Okay. The second thing is we're going to set up the scatter plot. We press second function. That's in the top left-hand corner up here. The second one down. We have second function. We hit Y1. And you see it says stat plot. So what we're going to do is we're going to press 1 and enter. You've got a screen that looks like this. All right, we're going to turn it on. So we hit enter, turns it on. It's already on the scatter plot, so we're going to use the scatter plot here. First type. List X is list 1, Y list is list 2. We'll do these with these square, and you can make the color whatever you wish. We'll have it blue. Your notes don't have that because it's for the older calculators, but it's just the color for these calculators here. Okay? And then we're going to hit enter. or sorry, we're going to hit graph. My apologies. Then we're going to hit graph. Okay. All right, and there's nothing there. You're going to see that. So you have to hit zoom. Oh, sorry. Go back to your second function plot. It's on. You're going to hit zoom 9. Zoom step. And there it is. Okay. So the zoom 9, the graph, I set up by mistake. I apologize. Does it look linear to you? Explain. Looks a little bit linear. You can see that it's going like down and to the left. So we're going to talk about what that actually means and what that represents. Okay. So we are going to use what's called linear regression to draw a line. You can see that it's obviously decreasing as the year of the Olympics increases, the times decrease. I mean, we could make that statement. It's not perfect, and that has to do with what this whole lesson's about regression. Okay. So we're going to do linear regression. To do that, we hit stat, and we go over calc. So arrow one over the, and we're going to pick linear regression. Actually, you just press the 4 button, or you can go down and click enter, or you can just hit 4. Either one works. You press enter. All right. And this is, your notes doesn't have this, but what we'll do is we can store the regression equation, and we're going to go here and put y1. We're going to store it in there. All right. Oh, sorry. Zoom. There we go. Second function stat, calc, linear regression, and it's going to get the equation, calculate it, and there it is. Okay, so that's what you see on your part D, and to graph that equation, we'll press y equals. Oh, this is what I was going to do before. My apologies. And then we're going to put vars, V-A-R-S. We're going to hit 5 stats. And then you're going to go over to equation to get the regression equation, and then it puts it in there for you. Instead of writing it down, it actually gets the exact equation for you, and then you can put graph, and it puts the line of best fit through your data. Okay? So it asks, what does A and B represent? Well, A is obviously the slope. So if we go back to our equation and we hit stat, calc, linear regression, and we went down here and we went calculate. A is your slope. So slope is roughly around negative 2/3. It's not exact. And B value is your y intercept. Okay? It's your y intercept. So we'll do that. Y equals, then we got our equation, we graph that, and there's your line of best fit. Okay? So to adjust the window, if you want to predict what the winning time would be in 2016, you can just open up your window. So if we go to window here, and you'll notice that my X max is 2009, so I can just make that, we can just make it, let's say, 2020. To make it a little bigger, and we'll graph it again, and then we can guess what the time is going to be based on this linear regression. So to do that, we do second function calc, and you put a value in. So you can put an X value in, hit enter, and we can put 2016 Olympics. We can hit enter, and the time would be 106 decimal 374 seconds, or 3. I think we did 2 places after the decimal, so we do 37 as the decimal. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you what's called the correlation coefficient. So this is kind of an intro into the next lesson. So I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to do a lesson on that in the next video. So the correlation coefficient tells you how close this is to being basically perfect. -1 being perfect if it's a decreasing line. Okay? All right? So we'll do that, and I'll show you how to calculate that. So to do that, we'll go second function 0 brings us to the catalog. This is the easiest way to get that. We scroll down to diagnostic on. So we scroll down to diagnostic on. It's right here. Diagnostic on. And press enter. Okay. Oh, I was in the wrong spot. My apologies. Go back to the screen there. I had to go back to the second function calc, linear regression, and that's where you have to do it. My apologies. Hit calculate. There we go. And there's where you want to put the regression. So we do second function catalog. We're going to go down to diagnostic regression. You had to be in the main screen to do that. And you hit enter. And you turn it on. It says done. And that means it's on. And now we'll do that regression again. So stat, calc, linear regression, go down to calculate, hit enter, and there it is. So it's -9. Right? So since this is fairly close to -1, right? So if it's a decreasing function, it'll be close to -1. If it's increasing, it'll be close to +1. Okay? So we can say this is fairly close to -1. So the fit for this line is pretty reasonable. Okay? Which is pretty cool. Alright? So we're going to do that together in class. I just want to have that video in case you need another run through. So that's it for 6.9. There's no questions that go with that. The questions are going to be together for 6.1. 0, so 6.10 and 6.9. So thanks again for watching, and we will take a look at this again in more detail in the next lesson. All right, folks. Talk again soon.